Here in this roasting pan, I have two 5-ish pounds chickens. Oh, look at them. Don't they look lovely? I cannot seem to find my kitchen twine, so I can't tie them up, but I am going to be roasting these today. Over here you can see these are just a variety of mushrooms. When you're storing your mushrooms, store them in paper bags out on the counter, not in the fridge. Just so if you were wondering what that was. Oil, that's what that is. So I can't tie them up, but let me tell you real quick what I seasoned these with. I used garlic powder, salt, pepper, seasoning salt, thyme, and a little bit of sage. On the inside of the cavities, which you cannot see, I have shoved in half an onion and 2 garlic cloves per bird. This would be the time where I would take the legs and tie them together like this, but I don't have any twine, so I will not be doing that. How we're going to start roasting these, alright? I have the oven over here. Right there, it is preset to 325 degrees. We are going to roast these low and slow. So I'm going to flip them over. And the reason I'm doing that is because your white meat, your breast, will cook much faster than your dark meat will, your legs and thighs on the bird. So by starting it like this for the first 30-45 minutes, I can ensure that this is going to cook much faster than the breast underneath. I will then flip it, and then it will finish its last hour roasting with breast up. Oh, the breast side is definitely prettier. I don't think I seasoned salt this back side. Okay, I didn't add any seasoning salt to the back side here. And I'm just sprinkling it on. Chicken. Now I'm going to place on my lid. Too. Alright, the chickens are in the oven. I'm going to clean up my mess and then get the strawberries out. I have quite a few things to do in the kitchen today, but I was starting with the chicken. This chicken in here is going to be our lunch for the week, so part of my meal planning and meal prep is to roast up these birds, separate them out, shred up the chicken, and prepare it for multiple meals for the week. Alright, the first 40 minutes are just about up in about a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and see what we're working with. That looks good. Now what I'm going to do is take these 2 bread whisks, because I don't have any of the stabby flippy things, and I'm going to basically do the stabby flippy thing. Alright, the chickens are back in the oven. We are going to go to the garden. Jaden wanted to show us something, so let's go see what he wants to show us.
I also have some Sunny D, making sure not to spill it.
Oh, you spilled it. Woo! I tripped.
Don't trip. What do you want to show us?
What did you want to show us? Oh, down there? Right here where we're looking is where we got stuck with the tractor yesterday. We're trying to get some trees out and pull them up. Josh went a little bit too far. He got stuck on that tree right there. And there was a whole bunch of vines. So it got wrapped around the tractor, got stuck. Eventually we got it out with the 4-wheeler and the winch. And now Jaden is, what are you doing, Jaden? What are you doing, Jaden?
You building my thing? Because I had to get that big one over here.
Do you want to be more detailed? Do you want to like tell me what you're doing? Because I really don't know. You haven't told me what you're doing other than sticks and logs. Bridge. Okay. Man, a few words you are. Or I guess boy, a few words.
Wait, you saw me on the bridge? Want some Sunny D? It's like a party in my mouth.
Those would be really good posts.
Too bad.
I know, I'm not going to take your logs. Careful though.
Wait, it's safe to step though?
Yeah. There's ground under the trees.
From where the tractor got stuck,
Uh-huh.
we can have from here as wide as we want to the pool.
It's wide to the pool. All that? My goodness, you're going to have a lot of stuff to work with.
Yeah, but over here is the main area I'm working on.
Yeah.
Like way back there?
Over where? I'm sorry.
This entire area.
Oh, back here? Yep.
There's like a small little puddle, but of course I'm going to put some stuff in it. So it doesn't...
Well, okay, so where you're standing and back here and over there where we got stuck with the tractor, this area holds water because it's the drain off from up the road.
I'll just block it off.
We could fill it in. I was considering putting a little pond over here. But I suppose if you want to have this area, you go for it.
You can put a pond over there.
I don't need a pond over there.
Ooh, you could put a pond here, and I will still have this big area.
I mean, really, you have all of this.
Yeah, but
Turns out we have almost 2 acres. It's just a lot of it is all wooded and
I know, that's what I want.
steep.
Woods.
All right.
Wait, he even get some woods?
Yeah. They can play in the woods. You all can. You just, have to be safe.
Yeah.
Well, that was cool how it did that. It still landed up there.
So there's ground over there? I thought it was like a
I
deep...
did this all by myself, no help.
You're doing a great job.
I know we shouldn't jump in here because this.
Yeah, that would be yucky.
Wait, there's mushrooms.
Where?
Mushroom roots.
Careful. Of course there's ground, baby.
Well,
I didn't see
do you
it.
have twine with you?
I didn't bring any of the twine with me.
And could we also use to cut off the extra bits?
Hold on, listen. This tree right here, I'm pretty sure Dad's taking.
No, I think you said I can have.
He's gonna leave this tree?
Yeah,
Careful.
I don't think he's bringing the truck back down.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna come back with the tractor? You
Nope.
think whatever's here is here now and that's what's what?
Yep.
Or even a four-wheeler for a fact. If that was the four-wheeler would have sunk. We would barely have.
No, it wouldn't have, because the tractor is significantly heavier than the four-wheeler.
Yeah, but the four-wheeler is pretty heavy.
The soft stuff is pretty somewhat gone.
Oh, yuck.
Change my socks.
I had planned on putting the chickens here. Where else could I put the chickens?
Well, once I get done cleaning this area, you can build.
Well, that's what I was gonna do, this area for the chickens.
No, like over here, this is gonna be my area. You can put like chickens there. And you can still build your pond here.
Okay, here's what I was thinking. So like a little pond, because the duck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it would be enclosed for all the chickens and the duck. They'll have their little houses, their little places to be. That's what I was thinking.
So I just rethought this. There could be a pond for the duck, and like a little small little plot land, it's semi-flat. It'll have to be hand flying because the tractor can't get back there. And then
We need more dirt.
And then around around could be the chickens, and it could be enclosed, and I could still have this entire area. You can have your little pond for the duck and the chickens area, and I can still have my whole area. But originally, this was supposed to, I was wanting this to be all mine, like a hangout for me and friends. But I have none.
I don't have any either.
I have very little to none. The only friends I only have 2, 3 in real life. The rest are all on Xbox, and I haven't seen them and talked to them in a while.
Life isn't all about friends, though. I know you feel like you need friends, But you've got to learn how to be happy by being by yourself. You are who makes you happy. No other person in this world will make you happy. Your happiness is dependent completely on you. And only on you. Yeah, there's people who can make you feel good and people who could make you feel bad, but only you can make yourself happy.
Wait, Jen.
Took me a long time to learn that, Jaden.
Jen, how about you step over there and I'll go over there with you?
Mom, look.
I'm not going anywhere. What?
This bridge is pretty much complete. I just need to make
Well, my
it
only question is, where does it go? A bridge needs to go somewhere.
to
It just
this
goes into
area.
nothingness.
To this area.
Right, but how are you going to get up on your bridge from there?
Tree.
Well, okay.
But I don't know what
I think you need to rethink your bridge. The idea is there, bud. It is. I think you just need to find a different place to put it. Perhaps, like, maybe here? This is the perfect place for a bridge. We could put a bridge here. We go get some clippers, start clipping. That looks good. They've been roasting for about an hour. I'm now going to get the meat thermometer and check them.
Quiet, dogs.
I just took this out. I forgot to turn the camera back on. This chicken is done. This chicken is not. So I'm going to pull this one off, put it on a plate, let it rest, and put this back in the oven. Yes.
Mom, do you like that laugh?
It was weird. I'm not going to lie. Sound like an alien from another planet
Come on.
that has like 5 mouths.
Mom.
What?
Okay, look. So I have this little bump here. I don't know what it's from.
How long has it been there?
I don't know.
Was it there this morning?
I noticed it.
You noticed it this morning.
Yes.
Was it there last night?
I don't know.
Look at the bug bite. There and there.
It's probably
From being in the woods. You'll put some Neosporin or triple antibiotic ointment on them if you want.
Somehow I got sand in my hair. But I got it out of a towel.
Good. You're missing dirt on your arm there.
Okay, I'm ready.
This chicken is, I'm pretty sure it's done. I didn't check it in the meat thermometer, but I'm pretty sure. What? What? We got a whole quart jar of drippings from 2 chickens. I am going to save this, and what I'm going to be using it for is making gravies and sauces over the next week. I have shredded up the chicken completely. In this bowl we have all of the bones. This is all the white meat, and this is all of the dark meat. I will be cooking up this dark meat and then putting it in individual little bowls for the week. And for this I will be putting it, I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. Dark meat I'm going to go ahead and cook up again because nobody likes dark meat unless it's cooked twice. At least in this house. I use my little cast iron pan here for the dark meat. Alright, I am outside now. The chicken has been cooked, cooled, put away, and even made into dinner, which was delicious. Nobody else ate it but me, which I kind of figured, which is why I made such a small amount. What I am doing now is getting ready to fertilize my fruit trees. I fertilized them early February. Whenever I noticed that they were starting to bud and they were starting to come out of dormancy, I hit them all with a fertilizer. This was the fertilizer that I used. This is Dr. Earth's brand organic fruit tree fertilizer. And this stuff is awesome. With it, you can make teas with it. You can top dress your trees and even strawberries and other berry and fruit plants. You can also mix this into a water. It's water soluble, and use that as the fertilizer, which is similar but slightly different than the tea. In a garden tea, you would steep it for at minimum 24 hours. In a quick feed fertilizer, you would just dissolve a smaller amount of the fertilizer into a gallon of water and water the trees and plants with it. So I want to pause for just a moment, and I want to talk about my books. Crash Course into Gardening. Here I have book 2. This is From Seed to Harvest. And I want to mention this because if you didn't know how to take care of your fruit trees, well, it's in here. It is in this book, From Seed to Harvest. In this book, you will learn how to grow over 120 plants from seed all the way to harvest. Book 1 is all about gardening. How to, the beginnings, what you need, things that you should know to get started in your gardening adventure. Here, this book 2 is all about how to grow things from seed to harvest. And in it, I talk about fruit trees. In order to find what I'm looking for, let me open it up to the table of contents. Here we have the table of contents. Now, based on the table of contents, I hope that you can notice that there is a theme. Of course, there's always an introduction. Let's talk plants, type of plants and how they're eaten and used. And then we got rooting vegetables, allium families. We're breaking it down into the plant families, chapter by chapter. Let's browse. Fruits. It doesn't say trees, does it? But are we fertilizing fruit trees? We are. Fruits. Page 143. Here we go. Whole chapter on fruits. Fruits, berries, bushes, vines, and trees. Strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, raspberries, grapes, kiwi, fruit trees. All right. Apple, plum, peach, pear, and cherry. Now they all grow very similarly, so it made sense to group them all together. Save space and reading time. Now on the right-hand column, there's a bunch of information about fruit trees, these types specifically. The information is very similar. And if I'm trying to find out how do I fertilize this, we'll come right down here to fruit tree fertilizer, a 10-10-10 NPK. Now what that means is equal parts nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. There is a lot of useful, helpful information in this book. If you're interested in taking a look at Crash Course into Gardening, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description for you to be able to find them. And I want to thank you so much. I am self-published. I wrote, designed, put all the pictures in this book. I put the last 2.5, almost 3 years of my life into these 2 books. I'm very excited about them. All right, now we spoke about the fruit tree fertilizer, and the NPK rating on this is 552, which is, it's just a really low dose, get the tree, just kind of help it move it along. And this fertilizer will feed your trees or your fruit plants or vines for 3 months. So I only have to do this once every 3 months. Now here I have a 10-10 fertilizer. This is 10-10-10 NPK. This is a water fertilizer. I would mix this in my 2-gallon waterer here and just water the plants directly. Now this only feeds the plants for 7 days. So this is kind of like your emergency boost. Like you notice, oh, there's yellowing in the leaves. I can sense that there is some sort of deficiency. Let's throw some 10-10-10 on it. And within a week, 2 weeks after feeding it once or twice, you'll notice it's starting to bounce back. At that point, you would then add this. Now there is absolutely nothing wrong with my trees. This one behind me, this is an apple tree. I grew this from seed, and yes, it does have a whole lot of trunks. I am leaving it like this. I chose this amount of trunks. There were more, and I cut them off. And what I'm going to be doing very soon is taking stakes on the side, and I'm going to be shaping this tree. I thought that it would be really cool if I could shape it. I'm getting tore up by mosquitoes. Let's go ahead and get fertilizing. I wanted you to see that there are 2 types you can fertilize with 10-10-10. You can also just use your standard fruit tree fertilizer. This would be your slow release fertilizer, meaning that it feeds for a longer extended period of time. And this would be your fast release fertilizer, meaning that it feeds very quickly and not for a very long time. So I will not be using this today because, like I said, there's nothing wrong with any of my fruit trees. They just need their top off. No matter what fertilizer you're using, organic is all that I use, but whether it's organic or not, you always want to follow the instructions on the back of the bag or box or whatever it comes in to a T. More isn't better when it comes to fertilizers. Actually, less is better, or following the recipe. So I'm going to follow the recipe. So I'm going to follow the instructions. I kept saying recipe. Why did I say? Because I'm mixing it. That's why I said recipe. Instructions follows instructions. We got citrus and avocado, fruit and nut, and then fruit, vines, and berries. It gives us 3 different ways to feed 3 different types of plants. See, this isn't citrus or avocado. This is apple. These 3 trees over here are apple. The fruit and nut. New plantings established. Okay. Use 1 cup for every inch of trunk diameter, measured at 4 to 6 inches above the soil line. Work into the soil and then gently water. That's what I'll be doing. Here I have a mason jar that I found outside because nobody takes their stuff inside. So I'm just going to pour it into the mason jar so that I don't have to stick my whole hand in the bag. I'll just kind of sprinkle over, work it into the top of the soil, water it in, and I'll be good to go. Here's what that fertilizer looks like. All right, now you can see the fertilizer there in the hole. I'm going to go ahead and fertilize the other trees, come back, water it in, and then cover it back over. We're going to come over here. Oh, look how pretty all that mullein is. I didn't plant any of this. This all random seed, I guess, dropped over here. I don't know how it got here. I obviously had the seed and it wound up over here. But I'm leaving it. I might separate it off a bit, but it's staying. In the coming days, I will be getting compost, and then I will be top dressing these trees with compost. But for now, this is going to work just fine. They needed a little boost of fertilizer. Here on, no, not that tree, the one behind me, the Gala apple tree, there's a whole lot of little apples. I'll show you. Now, a lot of them, see, these are too close together. What I need to do is come through and select the best looking little apples and thin them to about 4 to 6 inches. That'll ensure that I get good fruit. Well, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We made some food, we fertilized some trees, we went and saw what Jaden was doing back in the woods. That was fun. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. YouTube's algorithm really likes those likes. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Hollow Acres Homestead. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.